Welcome to Spoofers, the podcast where we talk about random things.
Good day, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of Spoofers Lounge. Today I have an Ellis County fixture in the bar scene. This beautiful man has quite a story, and I feel privileged that he is going to be able to tell us about it. He has it advertised that he is the most beautiful person around, as well as he makes the best old fashions. Everybody, please help me welcome the fabulous Marco.
How you doing, Mr. Miracle Mike? Thank you, man. Thank you very much for having me, bro. I'm excited. We're gonna have a good time.
I agree, man. Hey, the pleasure's all mine, brother. All mine. I mean, if you think that these little pointy things in my chest ain't hit right now, man, you are.
Man, the crazy part is I don't think even my wife thinks about me the way you just introduced me here. That was lovely. Thank you.
I think she does. It's just that she's, it's like, I eventually motigraph the tongue, I was like, but I think deep down,
So she's probably just saving it for the next time and the next time and the next time. And well, I think she does love.
I'm sure she does. I mean, you got a few, critters running around right now. So, I mean, I'd say that's the case.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's gonna ever love me more than you, Mike. But thank you very much for having me, bro. I'm excited. I feel honored to be part of this starting project, man. Just remember, man, that English is not my first language, so don't use big words on me, man.
Okay, small words, little sentences, copy that. Got it.
Yeah, it's straight to the point.
Yes, yeah.
It's too local.
No joking around, no loco, no nada.
Nah, yeah, let's see how this go now. How spicy is this show?
It's as spicy as you want to get it. It's rated explicit on Spotify, so we can literally say or do anything we want. As long as we don't hurt nobody, it doesn't matter.
Boom. Well, today's you can hurt a lot of people with a couple words.
I'm not going to argue that,
All right.
Sometimes those people with the blue hair to get a little more sensitive than,
Yeah,
you know how it goes.
let's don't start there, but okay, next topic.
So I remember, gosh, man, it was several years ago. Wife and I were we go to the local tavern and we started running into this beautiful guy with this flowing, beautiful ponytail. And I remember it was right after, I mean, obviously we knew you before, but right after COVID, or I wouldn't say during all the COVID stuff, wife and I got huge into making our own old fashions. And we started going to different places. We're like, let's try some old fashions, see if ours is actually any good compared to this. And there were some very bad ones. And then we finally go to yours and I was like, hey, we're here at this little cantina. Let's see if Marco, we only see him every single Tuesday. Let's see what he got on the old fashioned. And we saw you go and make this, you made your own simple syrup. You had all this stuff and we're like, wow, this dude's going all out. We're like, hey, this is probably the best damn old fashioned we ever had, Like I mean, I'm pretty sure she cried that night, that she was drinking it. Like that wasn't simple syrup going out of the cup. It was probably her tears of of happiness.
Oh, well, and it became one of the popular cocktails out of the offerings.
Okay.
I think it's just one of those things. It's so classic, so so honestly, it's so basic that when you just keep it OG and you use just the right good quality ingredients, then things happen. I mean, you have to have a little like knowledge or a little idea what you're doing, definitely. But you just have to, I don't know, just pay attention to what you're doing. And sometimes I think that's what other places kind of miss. Like that little bitty something, like
That extra bit of love.
a tiny little straw test before you.
This is Adele number 5.
Yeah, like just a little straw test before you send it out, and that usually change. I mean, because you can make mistakes, and you can grab one thing instead of a different one.
Sure.
And just, I don't know, but yeah, that's a popular one. I remember when you guys started going there. You were pretty. What would be the word to describe you? Stiff.
Stiff?
Yeah, I think so. It's going, how you guys doing today, man? And you're looking at me like, see, we're trying to have a conversation. Or this guy, this big old monster god, just because it's too big. Otherwise, I'll, whatever.
Show them what's up, right?
Yeah, but then, I think you finally kind of open up a little bit. And next thing you know, you're sitting there at the bar. We talk about music and the good old 90s and all that good stuff that we grew up
Correct.
in. And you know what they say, yeah. Customers become friends and friends become family. So here we are, man.
And here we are. It was like it wasn't too long ago. We were even eating crawdads in the backyard.
Yeah, yeah. It's came up. I'm relative new in this town, and I found much love. A lot of people, of course, you click with certain people because have things in common and stuff, but some others you just don't. Way it is, but and I'm really glad to be able to call you guys friends. This is just important part of a person more when you are in a when you arrive, when you land in a new town and you start fresh over,
Yeah.
it's important to have people just to kind of mess around and just
Sure.
drink a beer, talk,
Absolutely.
and just laugh and
That all works.
simple things for life.
Yes. You can't just go somewhere and just work and go back to your cave and, you know, it is, even though that's someone people's dreams is to work and never talk to anybody, you gotta have some kind of positive interaction with people. You can't
Yes, definitely.
absolutely. I'm a big fan, even though like I can get to the point where I can't stand being around a lot of people sometimes, but you always have that close knit of people who are just like, okay, let's go. I guess you can't tell you how many times, wife and I would be like, I want to stay home. I don't want to do that. I want to see a person. And then we're like, you want to go see Marco? Yeah, let's go see Marco. It isn't even like the place that you work at. It's just, let's go see Marco. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love it.
I mean, plus when you get a drink, it has a rubber ducky in it. It touches you in certain places it shouldn't touch you.
I know.
And it's deep inside.
That's definitely like we can call that like a Fabergé egg. And well, Pratt Fox on the industry is such a beautiful drink, man. And if it just, the only defect it's got is that it's frozen, so you cannot frame it because it will melt down.
That is very true. And it's frozen. And if you drink it too fast, you feel like you're on the movie Dumb and Dumber when when they're drinking all the Slurpees and you got a brain freeze and it's just like all this.
Yeah, and the plus it's got the little spice, so you will just go places in your sinuses that you really don't want it to go, but
No,
still a beautiful drink.
it's a beautiful drink, but you'd have a bad time if you drink it too fast, just to get to that rubber duck.
Yeah, you sure will.
So I'll say, so you gotta obviously have everybody has a job, and it seems like you have taken this job as being a bartender. You've turned it into almost a craft profession, if you will. And you can tell that whenever you're there, you got your apron on, you got all your stuff set up, and it's set up a certain way. And it seems like when you're doing it, you're taking pride, like, hey, this is not only my job, it's like, hey, I know how to do this very well. It's like a craft that I picked up. And it seems like that's what has set you apart from just, hey, I'm going to go to, we're just going to say, like, I'm going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I'm just going to go get a whatever, as a bartender's probably working there that hates life. And just like, all right, whatever, throw some stuff together. Or you go to do bars at Deep Ellum or anything like that. And it's literally, you're just getting funneled in through like a hole just to get some drinks thrown at you and back out your way,
The famous speed bars, there's just pour Coke and rum real quick, and yeah, I feel you. Well, I think I got a little bit of a. I'm not gonna say that it's like an actual condition because I know that people that's got it is crazy, but I think there's a little bit of OCD in me, and being, for example, the only one bartender behind the bar, it kind of at some point pushed you to do your best. Um, I believe that because making cocktails is not really that complicated, not anymore, because you can go to YouTube, or you can buy a book and the jiggers and stuff, and then just follow the directions, and you can make a cocktail, right? There's certain things that will change what one guy behind the bar is doing different from the guy across the street. And I think one of the main things that will be sensitivity for the ingredients. So no, once you get to know, you know, certain ingredients, why this cocktail, for example, has got sugar, and why this one's got brown simple syrup, and there's all different types of sweetener. This one's got agave. So I think once you develop certain sensitivity for them ingredients, you know how they work, and how can you mix them be properly to get something that tastes good. Now, I don't I'm probably just way too humble, but I don't think I do things in a maybe I do, I don't know. But because I straw test every single cocktail I make. And if it's good enough for me, I like to believe that it's good enough for the people. And so far that, that worked for me. I've been setting up bars before, and I mean, you see the bartender just like squeezing a little bit of this, some of that, a couple dashes of this, and out it goes.
Right.
But not even, a little sample, a little test. So I think that ensures that whatever you're doing, it's got quality and it's got a good taste, and you have to be able to provide for the customers what you like to get when you go out. If you go to a place and you go to spend your money and you like certain types of cocktails or food, you want to expect certain quality.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't. If you're going to go and spend the money to go, hey, I'm going to go to place X or place Y, you're going to make sure that, hey, this person is going to know how to make a proper drink, and heck, I want to say this by having that kind of gift, it's no different than saying you're going to go to a restaurant and you're going to go to see a whatever chef that's cooking that day. A drink is just as important as getting a correct meal. I mean, heck, if you go to like Fredericksburg, they have certain types of drinks set up with certain types of food. So that pairing I think, is equally as important as getting their food. You get crazy good food, but the drinks are awful. You know that you're not going to go back there again. That's just, that's just my take on that.
It is. I mean, it is. Everybody wants value for their money, and more today days. Like if you are not just giving your time and your money to an establishment, to a certain place, you name it, whatever it is, you expect to get certain quality in the service first of all, and then definitely what are you ordering? What are you gonna consume?
Absolutely.
And I think everything just deserves a certain amount of respect, and I think that people can feel that whenever you're doing something with a tiny little bit of passion, people can see it and people can feel it, and definitely people will taste it, at the end of the day.
It's like when you make it with love, you could tell that Marco just made this drink with love.
Yes, and sometimes I say that joking, like, what do you do different, man? I try to do this. You gave me the recipe and I tried. We have people coming over to the house during the weekend, and we try to make it, and it was just nothing alike. What do you do different? I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm telling you, I was like, I can write it down for you and tell you exactly what I use, and people comes back and says like they just don't get the same taste or the same. I was like, I don't know, maybe it's the eyes, the filters, and maybe your eyes has got that freezer taste already. I
That
don't know.
right.
It's just like, well, you can always stop by, and I got you.
They're right. Yeah, come back get my ice, water, and everything. I need to take it out.
We got filters in our eyes, mate. So maybe that's a difference, man.
But also, it's like what you're talking about. Is, also you got, also your drink. Another thing that sets you apart that you actually you'll socialize with the patrons, with everyone that comes in. It's you make them feel. I guess I ain't gonna say at home because you don't want them to feel like they're at your house because that'd just be weird. But you make them feel welcome. I guess you can say.
Now, if I try to make them feel at my house, I'll be working like just a night underwear behind the bar, and that would be super cool. First of all, there's nothing cool about me in underwear. And I don't know, like if I still getting the crowd, that would get a little weird. I don't want to imagine what kind of crowd will that be.
I mean,
So yeah, I just want to make them feel comfortable enough. But now you know what? Actually, I think that's probably one of the, I'm not gonna say trickiest part of the job, but it requires a specific skill set. That's how I like to see it. So dealing with people, it's definitely not easy. Dealing with people that's hungry, dealing with people that's been having a long day. I mean, you just don't know what's going on in people's lives.
sure,
So you have to be able to read people to kind of try to, some people just don't like to be bothered. And I'm not gonna lie, when I go to a bar, I mean, I do this for a living. Many, many times when I go to a bar, I like to find a quiet corner, and sometimes I will bring my headphones and I like to be there sipping a beer and not really being bothered, and some people is like that. So you have to be able to identify that and, like respect that. And sometimes people, that's what they're looking for.
right,
I think that's the hardest part, being able, and at the same time, even though I make my living out of that, out of, the service, uh, I'm a human at the end of the day, and I do have bad days, and sometimes I don't feel like, it's just, I mean, it's just human things,
sure,
you know,
absolutely.
and so that's sometimes the the more challenging part of a job, being able to manage the stress whenever you're like, kicking through the rush hour. Try to look, even though you're losing your shit, even though you're losing control of the situation, you have to still look fresh, cool,
You
like
have to fake it.
you got this,
Yeah,
even
fake
though, like, yeah, the printer is just like nonstop, and it's like, oh my god, we don't plug this or just throw it,
yes,
like against the wall. But you can't do that, so you just have to pretend everything's under control. Yeah, look around and just smile to people, and it's like, "So you guys still doing okay? Oh man, yeah, we good." But yeah, sometimes it gets pretty rough.
yeah, I can, hey, everything's good. Hey, you guys all right? Yeah, we're great. And inside your soul is just on fire and depleted because it's 100 miles an hour. You don't even know which way.
Yeah, is that actually, that printer, that ticket printer is, some will be considered like a soul breaker or soul destroyer. Once it's going, man, it's just, and then sometimes people, like that rubber ducky. It's not like it takes an hour to make, but it takes several different ingredients, and it's a blend. Now, one of my jobs that I have, which is Atkins Seafood here in Waxahachie, Texas. All the cocktails we made are from scratch. They're craft cocktails, so we don't have anything pre-made. We don't have a margarita machine. We don't have none of that. So sometimes people just look at the table next to them with a rubber ducky, and suddenly everybody wants a rubber ducky.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. But you just try to push through, and they just start running out of things. It just gets pretty interesting. But going back to the beginning of the conversation, you have to have a tiny little passion. And at the end of the day, that people can feel it, people can see it, people can taste it again, and that's what really pays off.
Yeah. I'll definitely agree with that. I could, yeah. I know when I first saw the rubber ducky, I was like, that is what I want in my life
Mm.
right now. And it actually, it can actually turn a frown upside down anytime.
I actually, I never mentioned this to you, but when you saw the rubber ducky the first time, I mean, I was there, of course, because I'm making, right? But I saw your nipples getting so hard that I thought you were gonna rip your t-shirt.
Oh, bro.
And I didn't know if it was a rubber ducky, if it was just, it's just Latino warm blood. But now we know it was a rubber ducky. It's a little disappointing.
I mean, honestly, if you have several contributing factors that are going towards that, and I'm not gonna, hold back on that. I mean, it was a whole slew of things, and it was probably AC was probably set at 65 in there, and I'm sweating.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets pretty hot there. When I walk in, choo, it feels like, what was the name of that? Britney song that she's in an apartment and everybody's sweating and it's hot, and
Oh gosh, you would you
is slave for a slave? No.
You know
You
what?
know what I'm talking about, right?
Man, I'll have to phone a friend on that one. I wish that Robin was here because she would be on it like quick.
She,
But yeah,
we always think she always says that's the cure. It really don't matter what you're listening to. For her, it's always a cure. What? What talk about? Uh,
Whatever. I mean, gotta make her happy.
yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna have, as all the talk about her on the past 3 episodes so far. I definitely have to get her on the show and so she can kind of set this record straight
yeah,
on her. People have to meet her because she's a character.
she is. But I mean, she's the sweetest thing. Honestly, she's a good time. After a couple old fashions, but she's definitely the sweetest thing. She's. You got lucky there, man.
I did, I did get lucky on that one. Yeah, she's definitely when they say better half, she definitely won that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe we're gonna just back it up just a hair, and you are Hispanic. You are, I want to say, first gen coming from Mexico, correct?
I'm an actual Mexican from Mexico. Yes, sir. Well, well, I can say I'm second generation. I mean, I wasn't born here, of course. I was born in Mexico, but my daddy came to the States sometime back in the mid 50s.
Okay.
And I don't know why he went all the way up to Chicago.
It's a long ways.
Yes, and it was when he started his journey, and
Uh-huh.
everything, all this is started for a family. He was thanks to the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, my daddy was from the highlands of Jalisco, and so he came mid 50s with his brothers, with his male brothers, and his dad. And at some point, he was kind of going back and forth to Mexico, and he was in the service industry. He learned a lot, and I think somehow we transfer that to us. Back in the day, service industry was a whole different level.
Oh, for sure.
He was like the real deal. Like there was like the guy was there like cutting a fish and picking them bones out of it right next to the table, and pouring rum again, making the flames and everything. I mean, it was crazy. So, but my daddy always had a great passion for the service. He
Okay.
was manager of um, some famous places.
There you
There were some places here in Mexigo too. Where actually he met my mom at. There's a place called Cuervo. Stands for crow in English. Crow,
Crow?
crow. Like
Oh, crow.
Bla-
Blackbird.
blackberry.
Okay. Okay.
This is a place my mom used to go with her friends, and man, it was just spark, fell in love, and here we are.
Listen.
So I think we owe a lot to the service industry. All my brothers work in the service. At some point, my one of my brothers still work in service industry, which is has been a great teacher, and actually work with them right now. One of the restaurants that I work at, Atkins Seafood, and it's been a great experience, to share the floors with them.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah,
Mm.
man. That's awesome.
Yep.
And I know, so Chicago, and then you slowly worked your way down. I remember you were up in Tennessee for a while. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, that was man. It's been a minute already. That was almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I was in a town city called Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is, let's say, 30-40 minutes from Nashville. Man, Nashville is a good time. I don't know if you've ever been around there, but
Oh, beautiful place.
that was a good time. I was doing something completely different. I was working in a apartment complex doing renovations, like pretty much, demolition and renovations. And I learned how to tile, and I was able, backsplashes and bathrooms,
Okay.
and then I went from being just like a helper because they didn't have an experience at the time to just take over every single. I think, well, the lady said that she loved the job that I was doing. I ended up just taking over all the tile jobs myself. Hmm. And yeah, I was there for a minute. It was a good time. Then yeah, from there came back to Texas. I was down in Mexico for a couple months. Then I came back to Texas, and man, I mean, here we are ever since. It's been almost 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is it's crazy because like, I think America's or United States, you can't really call it America because everything's on this side is America, but like the United States, we're a whole nation of immigrants. Every single person that you meet, anyone that you see at your bar, anyone that you see walking down the street, anyone who thinks that they're whoever unless you're a Native American, odds are you had to come here.
Well,
I think people have lost sense of that almost.
yeah, and if the theory is right, like probably at some point, even the Native Americans are not even from here, because if everything started at some point in Africa or somewhere in the ocean, so I think at the end, I don't want to get too romantic about it and go with the good old, oh, we all are Earthlings, man, and
They're right.
we all part of this, which we are. Hmm. Yeah, you're right, man. It's like being here in the States. It's just it's a great experience, man, because you really came across with all these different people, and you get to try different types of food. I mean, it's just a lot of people think that in a cultural way, United States doesn't have much, but I think it's the other way. We have so much because of the immigrant tradition that we have.
It's a melting pot. It
Yeah,
literally is a melting
it
pot.
definitely is. So you find, like there's foods I cannot eat in Mexico. No, you just cannot go and find a good chicken tikka masala. Maybe you can. By the time I moved out of Mexico, there's limited things. You cannot go and find good Greek food. Maybe there is now. But it's not just about the food. It's about everything. And I think that it's just a great chance for us to embrace what all this brings to us. Like in a certain way.
Yeah,
And I think for me it's been just, I mean, what can I say, right? I'm an immigrant, like you said, like we all are at some point.
sure,
But I'm fairly new. Uh, I'm fairly new and being here.
sure.
Even though I've been here for a minute, I think that's still learning, and I'm pretty brand new.
Yeah, because I'll even say whenever I've been out of the country, a few times, and the last time we went to Mexico we went to Playa, and you know, you're going down, oh gosh, whatever the main strip is, it Fifth Avenue,
There's a Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue,
Right.
okay, and you're going down there, and you're in Mexico, everyone's Mexican, you don't see the difference of like say you're going through downtown Waxahachie, well, you'll see all kinds of people.
Yeah.
That you'll literally see everything. Of course, you people are like, oh, they're white, or whatever, but there's so many different white nationalities.
Yep.
You got Polish, you got German, you got British, you got all different kinds of
Spanish.
Spanish, and you got all the different types of stuff. When you're in Mexico, you're on Fifth Avenue in Playa, it's all Mexican.
Yeah, and if you're not now in Playa, there's still more of the mix, because again, it's a. By the way, I spent a couple of that's few some time in Playa del Carmen.
Okay,
So I know the place good, real good. But it's still the same. You can still come across with the people from all over the world. But if you go to my home city, or when I was born, which is Guadalajara, Jalisco, uh, you're right. Like you go in the city, and everybody you come across with is it's Mexicans.
yes,
And it's the same at the end of the day. Like you see all kinds of Mexicans. You see the uh fair colors, like fair skin color Mexicans, the blondes, the because at some point, Mexico was a colony, and there was blood going on down there. There's French and Spanish and all kinds of things going on. And the people that you see that really is not from Mexico are pretty much, visitors.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing here. You come across with people from all over the world, and you really. I mean, it's I think it's something real good. I love it. I can't really complain.
I think it's, that's another reason why I really love this country a lot. It's 'cause, you go to other places. Like we would I don't even keep using the Caribbean just because that's where we go on vacation. We go to the Dominican.
Mm.
That's the only people you see, Dominicans.
Yep.
And that's or still the same country as the United States. We would go to Puerto Rico. There's not a melting pot in Puerto Rico. It's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, there's not. And people ask me this question all the time when we start talking. So I don't like to. There's certain people that I like to talk about certain topics. You know, again, as a bartender, there are certain things you just don't talk about in a bar. Uh, yeah, you're pretty taboo if you want, but politics, religion, about how good them Cowboys are. Sure. Yeah, things like that. So, but then people ask me, so where do you like better, here or Mexico? I think it's just such an unfair question, because I'm here, I love here, but I won't be in a place that I don't like to be.
Absolutely.
It's like I love here. I like being here. This is just I really feel like especially Waxahachie. When I first came here, I immediately knew that I wanted to be here. Like the city where I'm from is this is second biggest city in Mexico, so it's madness. Yes, it's madness. The amount of people, the traffic, like it's just insane. So here, it's just nothing compared to like even though everybody complains about how fast it's growing, he's still a nice little spot. But on the other hand, I was born and raised in Mexico.
That's
My
like at home.
yeah, I mean my very body is made out of that dirt.
Yes.
So it's just such an unfair question. So my heart truly is divided. Like I have a profound love for Mexico, for my roots, for all the traditions and things that actually grew up. It's not like I came here when I was little bitty. So I'm really forged
Sure.
down there, and but, it's last time I went down there for vacation. I was even though we went to Guadalajara, where you're with the family and friends, and you're eating things you like and stuff. So our flight got canceled for X or Y reason. So we had to stay for another 4 or 5 days. I don't remember, but somewhere around there.
Okay.
And man, honestly, at the very end, I was ready to come back home. And now I call here home. And it's just like, I'm ready for my bed, my pillow, my. So you get used to it. It's something you like. You need to love. You need to have a little passion for it, and we do have it. It's a great place, and it's full of great people. So I'm happy.
Absolutely.
I'm happy.
The town has actually just hit 51,000 people.
Here, Waxahachie, I'll
Yeah,
praise you, man.
it's part of the census now. I forget the exact terminology that they used, but whenever I was at a city council meeting this on Tuesday,
What were you doing there? Disrupting the peace?
I'm not gonna say I was disrupting the peace. I was just observing it.
Just listening as a good citizen, you're just like
As a
wanting to know what's going on in your city.
yes,
I love it.
I guess you could say that. Why what's up with my road? Why is my road falling apart? Yes.
Why is my suspension not working well because of that pothole
Yeah.
on the corner of my street?
Yes. Who's my city representative? I need them on speed dial, please. Yes.
I need a lone speaker ASAP. Well, easy, cowboy. It doesn't work like that.
So in the future, I'm about to have two city councilmen be on the show. One was supposed to already happen, but he had to reschedule for whatever reason. But yeah,
I've heard they're pretty busy, man. I've heard they're pretty busy people, and I know one of them, real good, great person. Um, but from what I know, they're busy, like busy, busy. There's a lot of things going on in this town, and there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. So I think they're just
busy.
Oh,
So
whenever I got there at the meeting, I got there at 3:00. It was, gosh, whenever I got an email from
They gather at 3.
3 in the afternoon. On Tuesday, they gathered at 3. That's when it started, was at 3:00. And I got a email from the fire chief at 11 p.m. So they were, I'm not saying that's whenever they got finished, but that's just whenever I got an email from the fire chief. It was at 11 p.m. So that might be when he got home. So he figured they were there till 10 o'clock. That's, wow. I mean, the dedication, or that's dedication for people that aren't getting paid to commit to their time to try and better it.
Yeah, man, because I mean, when you're going, I think when you're having this growth, this rate, this quick, you need to really have a plan.
Yeah.
You cannot just start throwing buildings and new streets, because then it will be just a matter of time before we turn into,
so
I don't know, like, I mean, it's just getting there, right? But you really need to dedicate time to make things work. I don't know by far how complicated it is to plan a city, but man, sometimes I can even plan my own family. My own Sunday. So and then I have a 1-year-old baby, a 10-year-old daughter, and a wife. I think the Chihuahua is we have a dog. They think is the most complicated one. So I can only imagine how is to try to organize a 50 plus K people growing, actively growing
That
city.
is only growing by, every day it's growing.
And for what I know, I don't know if that data changed, but I think Ellis County is, if I am not wrong, the 8th county, the number 8 fastest growing county in the U.S.
Yes, yes, it is. And I want to say,
I'm saying,
Waxahachie is the 9th fastest growing city in the United States.
boom, man. I remember when I first landed here, there was nothing. The Longhorns, like going towards Maple. Now it's just the houses are popping like
Oh, that
crazy.
we moved here 13 years ago, and there was not a single thing by us. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. There's a gas station by us that got a good taqueria in there. That
Nothing but high grass and a bunch of taters. That's right. I remember scratching my groin all day long.
guy, heck, up at that buck spray on them chickens will get you.
But
If the cheers don't get you, the skeeters will.
man,
Let me tell you.
hey, I'm pouring vinegar all over my buddy every night. They said apple works better.
That's right.
Cider, apple vinegar. Apple cider.
Apple cider vinegar. Yeah, you be smelling good.
Yeah, shit's nasty.
So, fun story. Okay, so just because we were talking about the immigration a little bit. So, my grandfather came across the boat. They're all Italian. He came across a boat with his family, and this was in the 30s, so 90 years ago. Then we start thinking about, man, holy moly. So, my great grandfather, well, first off, they landed in New Jersey, and of course, that's where all Italians go. I mean, everyone automatically has the fingers already all together, trying to tell you a story. And so he started up a bar in Jersey called Sharky's. And if you go on the Spoofers Lounge, podcast on the Facebook, if you look at the cover photo, it has me in there and it has all like the little mural in the background.
Yeah.
That was actually a picture that my cousin had painted. That's actually in my cousin's kitchen. That big old mural, yeah. So it's actually a picture, and it has my great grandfather as the bartender there, and it was the first non-segregated bar in New Jersey.
Oh wow.
So, I don't, maybe it's just the Italian in me that just loves great drinks and I love making drinks, love making some good food.
Well, but then I mean, at the same time, if you are talking about 1930s, it wasn't around that time when the prohibition was going on, or it was before early 20s probably.
Oh gosh, that's a great question.
Yeah, for what I know, that's when cocktails were actually born, because all the craft garage spirits were so crappy that you needed to mix them with something else to make them drinkable. So I think that's how really formally craft cocktails were born.
Oh, that's where the old fashioned was born.
Yeah,
Because they had to,
was so shitty.
they had bathtub.
crap to make it just taste and smell better.
Yes. Okay, so Prohibition was January of 1920 to December of 33.
Boom, man, I'm on point.
Man, you're there, man.
No, you'd be surprised, man. I didn't even went to schools. I'm God, little surprises here. And I already pulled that out of my how you call it?
Pull it right out of your ass?
No, bro.
Out of your glove?
No, not the glove. Where you pull the where you're playing poker and you pull the freaking maces out of your
Oh, your sleeve. Okay, yeah.
my ass.
I mean, whatever you want to call it, you know?
I'm gonna fart in here so you see where it wasn't come out of my eyes. We're gonna have to stop it.
Hey, wait me up.
With all them the sound
Oh, the sound deadening on the wall?
soundproof that's gonna get impregnated with the
The front
good.
door.
Wow, you're gonna be able to be here for a minute. I'm telling you.
But, so this probably was taken, probably, I'm going to guesstimate late 30s. Whenever he had the bar, it's called Sharky's. I tried doing some searching on it, and I couldn't really find a whole lot of it, just besides, it was all families, that talked about it. Here's all the photos and whatnot. It was really neat, just thinking, hey, that was that. I thought it was cool as hell. But
It's cool, like actually I have some photos, some pictures that my mom let me borrow so I can scan and have. And I have some of them my dad I think was younger than me, and some of them my granddad is with him, and he's they're standing behind the bar and working, and he's got pictures with many famous people. Among them there's a picture with Gloria Gaynor.
okay,
It has got pictures with some great Mexican stars, Jose, Armando Manzanero, some other famous but not as great like theater. Some people will know what I'm talking about, but if you know him, it was like the place was popping. And when you start pulling pictures and photographs, and then you gotta, it somehow it just kind of it grabs you and he takes you back in time.
it does.
It's just insane, just now my daddy's gone. He passed away a few years ago. And it's just crazy when you see people in the prime, working and doing what they love. It's just, it opens up a whole new level of the imagination and I don't know. It's a beautiful thing.
And then, like, when the pictures are in black and white,
Yes.
it almost leads it to where you can just use your imagination almost. So like, hey, what was it really like? Start looking at it like, man, you are taking a step back in time. It's awesome.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So, just going off of that, like, Marco needs his own place. Marco
Thing,
Marco needs a bar of his own.
man. You know what I don't need are ideas, man. I have ideas for days. It give me money. Things are expensive, bro.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Yes, they are expensive. Well, I have a lot of people that, like I said earlier, customers will become friends, the friends will become family. And some people mentioned before, man, we should do this and we should do that. And I'm always open, like of course, I have family. I would like to have a different type of stability. I will be 40 at the end of the year. I know I'll look I'm still in my 20s.
He looked not a day over 20.
All you need is a good skincare and discipline, and you'll achieve this. Look at that, bro. Man, but even if I try, I can really get wrinkles. You see this?
You have to try to get a wrinkle, man.
Firms.
Oh, that is,
Dang it.
God, you just feel it.
Well, man, I can help it. So
Is it cold here? Or is it just my nipples?
no. You just put some band-aids on it. Good God. Um. So the people gonna touch that topic time to time, and believe me, if anything pops and if anything happens, you will be the first one to know. And I don't know, maybe we can do a chapter 2 of this conversation, and then y'all can probably join us. But until then, everything is still uh in my, you never know, because when it's been several people that they just kind of mention, "Hey man, would you be? I don't know. Would you like to start something? Would you like to? How about this?" And I was like, "Man, I mean, if you're for real, let's talk."
Right, but yeah,
No, I mean, what am I gonna say? No,
right.
no, and like I'm not getting any younger. That's I know that. So when you wake up with a pinched nerve in your lower back and you struggle to tie your shoes, man, you know.
Right.
And so I'm open to ideas. There's people that several times mentioned already they would like to start something with me, and I'm open. I'm definitely open to try new things.
That'd be aw I
Yeah,
mean, I maybe that's just, something I've always wanted to do. I always think having a bar would be coolest stuff ever, you know?
it is. It is nice. I think when you hit the right concept, because another thing that there's it's not just about, hey man, let's open up a place that have badass music and support drinks. No, there's a lot of things that you need to really be careful with. This is a sensitive. This is a job that it can bring you big joy, but it can also bring you a big disgrace. Like if you're not careful with what you're doing, like things can go down south real quick.
Oh, absolutely. Well, heck, the previous guest I had, Chris Conte that owns the Boxcar there in Cedar Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, I was just when I talked to him, not in the podcast, I talked to him outside of it, and there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
It ain't just, "Hey, I'm gonna open these doors and everyone in the world's gonna show up." Now for you, they will. I mean, you open the doors and like, my name is Marco." If you've had people follow you from place to place, and I'm even one of them.
It's hard to be a celebrity in a small town. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a lot of fame. I mean, I know when you probably when you walk outside and you're gonna go to the grocery store, you probably gotta have, the hoodie on, the hat, sunglasses, going to HEB.
It's not that of course, I'm gonna, I will find people that I know or that knows me all the time. It's part of the show, but um, it's part of the job. I mean, your job is to interact with people, and a lot of people will go through your bars in 1 year,
Sure.
and when you made your living out of being there with people, X amount of hours listening to music. I mean, sometimes you just want to go straight to the X aisle, grab what you want, and go back real
But
quick.
you're a
I'll
celebrity, you
be
can't do
back.
that.
Come on, man. No, I can. Well, I like 99.9% of the people.
Sure.
Again, I'm a human being. I just like like now what you're saying. You probably think that everybody loves me. That's not true. So again, at the end of the day, I'm a human being, and there is people that probably don't like certain things of myself, and that's fair.
I'm not saying that's fair, but you got the paparazzi almost pretty much following you now.
Man, I just um nah, well, nah, you're right. I'm that famous. They're mellowing it down. My wife is like, I can't believe it. We went to Great Bomb Mills one time, and there was people that I knew over there.
I believe it.
We went to celebrate my wife's birthday to Hawaiian Fall, and there was people there. Hey, Marco, and I was like, what the crap? Well, man, thank God I still have my shirt on because
Right.
I have a reputation to protect.
But you got a growing family now. You had a kid. He's turning 1, correct?
Yes, he will be one the 12th
That's awesome.
August. The good old Lucio Valentino. That's how Italian name. Well, it's actually a Roman name.
Yeah, but I say that's pretty Roman right
Yeah,
there.
it's like his daddy. Yeah, Marco Antonio. We kept that. You gotta keep it real. Yeah, he'll be one. He's a good time man. I think he's got his daddy's personality, which honestly is scary as hell. I'm the youngest of four brothers, and man, I can tell you, I think my parents just they were resigned, and they just let me, like, fuck it, just let him run wild. And man, I was a little shit. I was something else.
I don't believe that at all.
I know, yes.
I don't.
I'm the kid that will make your kid cry. Uh, I will come home crying because I did something I don't supposed to do, and then I was this near death encounter several times. But you know what? It was fun. When you're growing in the 90s, that shit's hard to beat, man.
Oh, man, it was the best time to grow up.
Yep. So I was born 1985. I think the best year of them all. We have Back to the Future. I don't know what else happened, but I know we had Back to the Future. Um,
Then we had man in the night. So let's see. So 80s. I'm gonna probably go early 90s. You had Jurassic Park
yes, yes, that was a thing. 90, no,
2. 92 Jurassic Park.
no, 3. I believe the first one was 93. I was actually watching it a couple of days ago. The first one, man, it looks so shitty now that you watch it. Like some effects, like they're bad.
You think so? I mean, I was watching it and I was like, man, this is almost comparable to like some movies now.
Nah, I mean when you pay attention, I was like, is there some I don't know. I think I was just paying. I mean, of course, you watch it back in the day and it was dope.
Oh yeah.
But now I watched it like literally last week. I was looking for something to watch, something old school, and I was like, man, Jurassic Park. I had all little bitty, you know, toys and all stuff, all the figures. Um, yeah, man. I was born in 1985, so I'm the youngest of 4 brothers, like I said earlier. I'm 7 years apart with my with Jerry, my older brother.
Okay.
So, I grew up, I didn't just grow up in the 80s, but I grew up with all the influence of good old 70s music, the movies, Star Wars. I became a huge fan of it because of my older brothers. Um,
So, I mean, there's that. I don't think there is. Well, you can't really call it a trilogy anymore. You have to because there's
yeah,
it's became its whole universe now.
we need to go over that shit. Just became a shit show.
But man, I will say, I love Star Wars. Wife loves Star Wars. You do that so well.
Man, that's my favorite character, man. I don't even understand how this is the thing. You and I would speak the same language, and with our limits, which again, it's not my first language. Yeah. But it's so badass how Han Solo used to be able to communicate with Chewie, and that fucking dog-looking motherfucker was just like, where you're like, what the crap? Chewie, watch my back. It's just like, man, this is badass. Like, you can't even pet him, man. Thank you for watching my back.
Yes.
So, man, it was a great time for me. So I grew up playing with my brothers, toys, and then you grew up in the 90s. You go what everybody thinks the coolest thing to go that transition from analog to digital.
Oh yes. And remember, also in the nineties, we went from the Nintendo to Super Nintendo. We also had a Nintendo 64.
Man, I even got to play with Atari.
What?
Yes, my brothers had the crappiest game of them all, E.T. Historically, one of the shittiest games. I think the only one that defeated that one was Superman for Nintendo 64.
Oh, that was the worst game I think I've ever played.
But yeah, I think E.T. was like,
ET's pretty rough.
yeah, they had Crocodile Dundee. I mean, it was a good time,
Her.
but it was lovely, man. I can't complain, man. That 90s were great.
90s was I'm gonna say it probably was the greatest because obviously from analog to digital, we got to witness the internet happening,
Yeah.
and we actually got to still play outside because kids these days they don't play outside.
Nah, still fucking hot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, in the day we didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
and
not at all. You were like, if there's dirt, even better.
yeah,
There was, you always find a creative way to break a bone, like I did myself, or but we just always everything was in the sake of having a good time.
yes, and it. I will say parents were a lot different back then as well.
Yeah, I try to be pretty laid back with my kids in the sense that I don't tell. For example, I have my 10-year-old daughter. I don't like to tell her that the moon is made out of cheese, and all that old rap. I like to get a little uh deep certain things, but I try to explain things the way they are.
Sure.
And I really like to put as an example the childhood experience, which I think it was beautiful, man. It just provides you certain strength uh, to deal with people, to deal with your everyday, whatever happens. It's just things that you don't see anymore.
You learn lessons the hard way is like, I'm going to make sure I have my shoes on when I run through that thing of grass right there because you got all those sticker burrs and that hurts really bad walking on them. So I'm not going to do that. Those are life. That's lessons that I still have whenever I go outside, and I'm barefoot. I'm like, hang on. I'm looking for these things hurt. I'm not going to go run through this because it's hurt.
I'm thinking, are they either still that painful? Let me try again 30 years after. Fuck, yeah, they're still that painful.
Then in the back lot behind my work, I was walking to my truck and I'm looking at this grass and it had all those sticker burrs. I'm like, that is what Satan left here on this earth right there. That is it.
Yeah.
That is it. That is, yes. And then we actually were able to drink from a water hose, which, I mean, heck, you see a meme everywhere you look at, people still drink from the water hose, and maybe it jumps on bikes and
Yes, but I mean, you're supposed to be able to drink water out of the tap.
yes.
Any tap. I never really liked the pipe taste. There's little something going on in the tap water. Even though it's drinkable, I never really enjoy it. But in Mexico, Guadalajara, where I grew up, there's this park. It was right at the end of my street. Is one of the biggest one in Guadalajara. It's got a couple ponds with ducks and fish, like tarp type of fish.
Okay.
Like how you call it? No, like not tilapia. It's like one of those big old 30 freshwater fish. You can see them there.
Okay.
Or you got even little canoes you can brand and just paddle around. Um, and where the water was coming from for those ponds, the water was being born there.
Like an underground spring.
Yes, it was a spring water, and it was so fresh, man. I have no memory of drinking any better. I don't know if it is still drinkable today because, like I said, Guadalajara is the second biggest city in Mexico. Uh, but I remember, man, we used to spend every day I mean, not every day, but actually the commute from my school to my house was through that park. Not through it, but walking along the side of it.
That's pretty neat.
And when you were playing soccer or baseball, whatever game you were playing, you were going there. And at the end, you were going to look for a good sip. And there was this big old tree, man. It was actually I don't remember the name. Is this, not camphor, is the eucalyptus.
Okay.
There's a bunch of eucalyptus. That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Eucalyptus
That's it.
trees.
Yeah.
Big old trees, eucalyptus. And there was this one, big one that the roots had this beautiful opening and the water was pumping out of there. Fresh,
Oh, that's
brand new.
neat.
So you were getting on your knees and you would go straight out of a spring, man.
Straight to the swords.
It was just like the most refreshing. You only needed a couple sips and you were feeling good. I don't know if it was the minerals or whatever, but I mean, it's I don't know if it was now just the feeling, those memories when you were a kid, which was, of course, the best time.
Yes.
But it was, and still not now. I don't remember when was the last time I pulled this out, but if it brings you back in time to those beautiful moments, man.
You need to go do them when you go back.
I don't know if I will do it now. Remember, I have a pinch nerve, and I can tie my shoes that easy anymore. But I and I don't know if the water's still drinkable. But sadly, we don't pay attention to what we do, and we end up polluting things and places we don't want to pollute.
That is very true.
But as a memory, man, it's just something that not everybody get to experience. Things, the small little things like that.
That's all.
Maybe I'm just getting way too romantic now.
You know what?
It's probably the wine.
It could be. I mean, you're just a romantic guy. I mean,
Yeah, man, it's just
every time you walk, if you see someone that's walking by and they look into your eyes, they just see passion. I don't know if it's passion of, it could be any kind of passion, It's like right now I'm being passionate about
They
water,
want that. What is your name? Call. I was like, oh my lord, so way back to Jesus.
Yes.
It's just the accent. Maybe it's just the name. I don't know. But if I say the whole thing, darn you, boom.
Does it?
It's fire.
I mean, I got a fire in my heart right now.
That shit gets bigger than California fires.
Yes.
Antonio Lopez Garcia.
Oh, then if you
Flair.
and then if you jumped on the motorcycle and drove off, oh,
No.
bro,
Man.
that's a movie right there.
Yes.
Just that scene is a movie. You could make a whole movie just off that scene.
A bad one, but it's still a movie.
Oh, it wouldn't even be a bad. I would watch it.
Man, just
That's Academy Award winning right there.
for real.
Mm. Mm-mm.
And if I can get the what is his name guy? The guy that was making movies with James Franco. How do I
Seth Rogen?
Yeah, he performs the same guy every movie.
Yes. Never Tages. This is the guy.
Yeah, I like him, man. I think he'll be there.
Almost like when you go watch any Adam Sandler movie.
You know, that guy used to be my favorite. Like, super favorite. I remember the movie Click. Man, yeah, so hard. And now something happened, man. He lost it.
Did he? He lost Marcus.
No, I mean, I don't know. Probably your idea of sense of humor change. Sometimes it gets a little darker. Sometimes it gets a little, you're probably looking for, because I don't know if this is true or not, but for what I know, so those are like, if you like to play jokes and, if you're like an actual funny guy, like, you got certain intelligence.
I'll agree with
You
that.
need to have,
Definitely agree with that.
maybe it's certain, something. So now I'm not saying that I'm a freaking genius, but being funny just requires a certain amount of brain capacity. Maybe. Maybe I'm just trying to be way too positive about my bullshit.
No, I'll even say because Happy Gilmore 2 came out. It's on Netflix. And I loved Happy Gilmore. I can almost quote that entire movie. I almost have no desire to see Happy Gilmore 2. And that movie came out like, 25 years ago? Maybe more than that. And probably the first one was probably, at the time, I mean, like I said, I can quote almost that whole movie. And this one came out. I'm like, man, I don't really care to see it. It doesn't, like, how could there be a second Happy Gilmore? How can Adam Sandler be the exact? That'd be like making another Billy Madison.
I think you just, certain things you just grow old like shoes, and things change. I mean, for example, I still see people going out and wanting to go to clubs and things. I just can't. I
No.
remember last time I went to Deep Ellum, for example, and it was for my anniversary, and that was my wife and I just walking around trying to find something fun to do. And there's all these 20-some-year-old girls and guys standing outside of a place just waiting for them to open them gates and let him in. I was like, what?
Sounds awful.
Yeah, so I remember, back in the day, that was my reality. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that was my reality. It's just ready to go. Got to be a club. If I wasn't going to a club, it was a waste of a weekend. I was just,
Yeah, no, yeah, hard pass on that one.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have no good on that one.
I don't know. You look like you like to dance, and once you're free warm up, you will take your shirt off.
I'll say I have learned to cut a rug. I actually took some. Let's see, it was during COVID, and figured it was time for me to learn how to do some country dancing. And boy, howdy, let me tell you, I learned how to do some country dancing.
I don't know if that's something I want to see.
Oh, it's something you want to see.
Really.
Yes, absolutely.
My wife wants to learn. I'll consider myself a fair. Nah, I think I'm a good. I'm a good dancer.
I don't know why you wouldn't be a good dancer. I mean, you're gorgeous.
But even though I like country music and everything, every time I see somebody that says that knows how to dance that Texas two-step, then I pay attention to them. For some reason, the Texas two-step looks a little off the beat.
Yes. Well, if you're doing it correctly, every single footstep, it goes with the beat.
Yeah, but some people is, oh, I got that, man. Let me show you, boy. And they jump there, taka taka taka, and I was like, man, that's just like the tempo is off. Like, music is up here and your steps are down here, but you think you got it, and it just doesn't look right to me. So I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to be, or the guy that's trying to teach me is just thinks he knows what he's doing, but he really
doesn't. So let me tell you a little bit about that's another that was way before the bartender market because I've done more things than just tending bar. But when I was little, my mama used to dance like folk Mexican dance.
Okay.
I've been pretty sure you've seen the machete dance and all that stuff. So I think that was a skill I gained just by I don't know if it's in the genes or whatever. And then I used to do that since I think I was pulled when I was 7, and I did that for a decent amount of years. I think maybe 8 years or so. So then you develop like a certain because when you're dancing, you're not just dancing with your wife. You're dancing with a group. So you're
Yeah.
gonna keep it
There's
even.
several others.
So yeah, so you really need to pay attention to the beat. So I have the somehow the year and I don't know Texas to stuff. I'm probably just going out around people.
You know what? You might be. We go to the Western Country Club every now and then, and go cut a rug. And I get a couple of different looks being a brown feller with some tattoos, and I'm like, man, look at he's with one of the white girls. But for the most part, everyone, pretty cool place. It's hard to beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we can go together sometime.
I would love to dance with you.
Hey,
That'll throw for a loop, but
yeah, now that will look something like there's a movie right about some cowboys that go out there.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, we don't want to do part two.
We don't want to do that because heck, I mean, they might. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get where you're going there.
Maybe we can just go with the whites and
That'll be okay.
okay.
That'll be okay. Yeah. But well, Marco, thank you very much for being on the show, man.
Man, thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous. Um, I'm shy.
You're a shy guy.
I am. I'm a microphone camera shy guy.
I don't know. I mean, first off, you have a voice that could make a baby stop crying, and
Man,
you're as good looking that any camera that is off focus immediately goes into focus.
I'll give you that, man. I am a good looking man.
I mean, it's the truth. It is honest. I mean, besides you just being probably the best bartender in Ellis County, I'm gonna say that you're the best looking one. That's why everyone is like, I mean, girls and guys are like, hey, I want to go stare at Marco and drink an old fashioned tonight.
Man, thank you, bro. No, like I know you for real. You're always being you're one of those people I really like to be around when you go visit to the bar and I always have a good time, our conversations always take like unpredictable turns and he always ends up being a great time. And now that I'm been working on another place now on the north side of town, Cancun's Mexican Amerimax restaurant. You catch me there on Sundays and Mondays now, and the Atkins hours. That's right now my only two gigs. Other than that, I'm a full-time daddy
Yeah.
for. But man, I love it, man. I really had a good time. I wish this was a 3-hour podcast, but then people would get sick and tired of our voices.
They would never get tired of your voice. They might get tired of my voice, but they will never get tired of. I mean, the voice of an angel, man.
Nah, that's jack crap. I don't like to listen to my voice, man. I hate my voice.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like I have a hard time like whenever I go through and I'm because I do all my own editing, everything. I hear myself. I'm like that has to be the most horrendous voice.
No, it's not. He goes well with you.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah, like I think I don't know. It's like I think probably my voice goes well with me, or I don't know, probably just you're used to look at me and listen to my voice, but I don't. I hate it. I hate to listen to myself.
I think that's almost everybody though, because when I went to a speech class at Cedar Valley, they would have it, and we'd have to go read this speech. And when you got done with it, it was audio, video recorded, and you got done with it, you had to go back and listen to yourself to see what mistakes that you made when you made this speech. And I would watch it, and I would just cringe, kind of like, well, how do I sound like this?
And I'm not even know if I'm gonna be able to listen to this podcast without cringing myself. Be like, damn it, why did I say that? Why did I sound like that? So you make sure you get rid of all that stuff that sounds. You do you.
Okay, that's a hard cut.
That's me, man. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, I bet it was great. And then you go through it, I'm like, damn, man, we should just redo the whole damn thing. I was a little excited when we almost lost the connection. Like,
Yeah, we had, we did have, about 50 minutes ago, we had a reset because we lost connection here. I don't know why you'd be excited. I was just like, man, I'm about to
I
cry.
don't know, man, a fresh start, man. Always, everybody likes fresh start. Honestly, you know, it depends
Yes, yeah.
what kind of fresh start it is, but thank you, man. Thank you so much for thinking of me, for having me. I know we kind of pulled this back a couple weeks, but man, it's been a pleasure. It's been a good time.
Well, the paparazzi, man, they kept you busy. You know, yeah, they dodge them. I mean, I see you came in with a black shirt, hat on, sunglasses on. You know,
Like a raincoat, like a gadget inspector. Yes. To like, oh, no, Marco, where you at? I'm sitting in front of you with a newspaper with 2 holes on it. Just looking, staring at you like, man, this is what we did. I'm just hiding here.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it incognito.
That's right.
But yeah, man, it's been a great time. I love it. Oh, man, we got to do this again.
Heck yeah, we'll definitely do it again.
Yeah, maybe we can just, talk smack about whatever. I love it.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Well, Marco, thanks again, buddy. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Miracle Mike. I love you, bud.